So first I'm going to do it on the board and then I'm going to do it on the computer. Okay, here's my wood shop. So I've got just one input because I'm not using my start switch for now. And I've got three outputs. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a ladder.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, that's all good. I have one input and three outputs. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my outputs. So I've got an output for my light, for my saw, and for my dust collector. Those are the three things that I want to turn on and off. And I'm going to use my switch as an input to turn each one of those on and off. So there's my switch 3 times, and there's my 3 outputs. Now in the software, they use some kind of jargon. They call it examine if open and examine if closed. And for now, we're not going to worry about that kind of jargon. We're just going to call it normally open and normally closed for inputs. So what's normally open and normally closed? What does that mean? Does anyone know?
Yeah, it's open or closed. It's normally open. It's like pressing a button.
So if you think of a switch, I'll draw a switch up here. Here's my switch, and here's my light. So this is a normally open switch. So if I don't touch it, it's not going to be making any contact. It's normally open. When I push it, it's going to close, and it's going to send the signal through and turn on that light. If I do it a little bit different, this is a normally closed switch. So if I don't touch it, it's closed. It's making contact and it's sending signal to the light. And if I push on it, so here's my plunger at the top. If I push it, it's going to break that signal and it's going to turn the light off. Now Rockwell likes to call these XIO and XIC. XIC, XIO. And I don't want you to worry about memorizing this for now or remembering it. I'm just going to explain why they do this. So Rockwell's theory is they don't want to call this a normally closed. They want to call it an examine if open, XIO. In other words, if you push it, then do whatever is on the circuit. And it gets really confusing. It's XIO and XIC. It's hard to visualize and it's difficult to relate to. So for now, I would suggest that you just remember that these 3 letters exist, but don't try to remember what they mean or what they're doing. All I want you to remember is that there's 2 kinds of inputs. One's a normally open and one's a normally closed. And the normally open is the most common that we're going to use. So that's what that means. And over here with my switches, I drew these as normally open. So that switch is not going to do anything unless it's not going to turn on this light and the saw and the dust collector unless I tell it to. The other way I could have done this is I could have drawn it with a slash through it, which is normally closed. And so if I did it like this, the light would be on all the time unless I turn the switch, and then the light would go off. But I don't want to do any of that for now. So for now, all I'm going to do is normally open inputs. So when I send a signal to the PLC is going to turn something on for me. So I want to keep it